kicks it out right here. Wah, ba, 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 ba. Look at that video. All good things must come to an end. All right. The video I thought I would never make. Buckle up, buckarooskies. All right, so POV, my friend crashed my Porsche within 33 seconds. What happened? So it was one nice spring day, and my friend, we'll call him Jom. We'll call him John. Let's go with John. My friend John, we've been friends for a few years, and we're like, dude, you gotta drive the 997 Spider. And he was like, bro, I know. 3 years later, we finally make it happen. And obviously that car is very special to me. I think it's one of the most raw, amazing Porsche distilled experiences you can have. There's collectors in the area here who have every RS under the sun, and they said to me, Das, if I ever had to sell my entire collection, the last car to go would be my 997 Spider. And I'm like, dude, I totally agree with that. So pretty much I got in the car and I warmed it up, kind of like I'm doing right now. And I was like, hey man, let me just show you what it's got. Let me get it warm for you. I don't want you to drive on a cold engine. And we started going this way. And I don't know about you guys, but in my 997 Spider, I always turn PSM off because I don't want the rear brakes to overheat. You know, it's as simple as that. Hi, thank you. And if you keep PSM on the rear brakes, your car will think that you're about to spin out at every single point. It'll keep applying the rear brake, and it's just too intrusive. So I always turn PSM off. It's a personal preference. I feel like people can drive, so they, you know. And anyway, so I'm warming the car up, and I hand the keys to him at pretty much the end of this road. Sorry, I can't help myself. So I hand him the keys at the end of this road, and I'm like, all right, you know, just easy with the clutch, you know, and out of the gate, he turns into John Schumacher, and it's like rev up, dump clutch, spin, you know, kick the car out, a pretty good degree, more than I would ever do, catches it, we keep going, and I'm like, yo, like, has John been sandbagging me my whole life and he's some like secret Formula karting champion? Like, this is amazing. We take the first left turn, okay? It's a nice bank left turn, it's coming up. And like we're pushing this chassis pretty hard. Like I know this car's limits, and I'm like, damn, like, does he just know more about the car like than I do? Like do I just not know how to like drive my own car? So even like right here, so this is where we were, exchange keys here, and out of the gate he's just like, and it's this turn right here. We take it at such a high G, and I'm like, like any mile per hour more, like we're gonna spin. And I was worried about spinning the car, and I'm like, you know what, like I'm gonna ask him to slow down in like 10 seconds. And we make a left right here, just like this. And I'm like, all right, cool, you know, I'm like, you know, just just relax. And this turn right here, he kicks it out right here, wah, bah, 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 bah. And I'm like, damn, this guy can drive. And I'm like, yo, there is an off-camber microcrest right here. I hope he knows about it, and you have to correct the steering. And so we go and turn right here, right here. The rear suspension is going to unload, and you have to correct the steering. And my friend John did not correct the steering. And well, we're coming around. I'm like, damn, this is a big slide. I'm like, yo, like John, you know, like DK, Drift King, and we keep going around. And I'm like, yo, like, is he gonna catch this? Is he gonna catch this? Is he gonna catch this? He didn't catch it. We end up going nose first right here, spin the car around in the ditch.
All good things must come to an end. I wish we could push it out.
And I'm just like, no, no, no. And we sit there, and I just contemplated reality. I was like, is this the reality that I'm sitting in right now? Is this real life? I didn't get upset. I was like, all right, turn the car off. You know, I don't want it running just in case there's fluids or whatever, oil leaking, yada, yada. Turn the car off. All right, everyone just stay calm. Let's just get out of the car. Assess the situation. No one freak out. I'm remaining calm. He's freaking, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. He's very apologetic. And we like kind of get out of the road and hop off to the side. And he's freaking out, very apologetic. I'm just still in a slight state of shock. Like it would take a lot for me to become into shock. Like maybe my best friend gets split in half on a motorcycle in front of me and he's dying, and I'm like, oh, this is an extreme situation. Anything other than that, like I remain calm in pretty much all high pressure situations. And so I'm like, I think we're gonna get out of this for, you know, he's like, whatever it costs, let me know, I'll pay for it. And so I'm like, okay. And I'm gonna turn the exhaust off. And I'm looking at the car, and I'm like, I think we'll get out of this for 20 grand. And then we get in, and I walk back over, I look under the car, no fluids are leaking, and I'm like, I think we'll get out of this for 10 grand. And I'm like, okay. And then I call my friend, Mike, let's call him Mike. And I'm like, yo, Mike, can you come over here? Car's in a ditch, friend crashed it, I might need a tow out. And I'm thinking to myself that a tow truck is not gonna be able to pull his car out of a ditch. My friend Mike comes over in Cayenne GTS, gives me a ride back to my house. I grab my motorcycle ramp, plywood, longboards, everything. I come back, I fit it all under the car, and like I kind of wedge it in place. We put a tow strap on the front hook, and I'm like, all right, I'm now about to hear the worst crunching sounds in the entire world as he pulls this thing out of the ditch. And to my shock, I just turned the accessories on, no engine. We go right out of the ditch. There's not one crunch, there's not one crack, anything, and we go on the road. And I'm like, holy shit, that was a miracle. I mean, my car is 1 inch off the ground. Like, how am I gonna get a pull out of a ditch without scraping anything? You know, kudos to me for setting it up. And so I pull over into a parking lot. I turn the car on, big, you know, white puff of smoke, and I'm like, wow, like, there's no big rattles, there's nothing crazy. Look at this, beautiful. I'm like, I think we got really lucky.
Buff it out. Yeah, you don't need to. We got the car up.
Fresh out of the ditch. Little engineering ingenuity. Rear bumper, tires, maybe a wheel. Front bumper.
Yeah, I don't think you can come up.
A little dirt on the inside.
All right.
A little dirty. Cool.
A lucky in the sense not only of the car, but imagine there's an oncoming car coming. He would have spun, I would have died, because he would have gone passenger first into an oncoming car, through an aluminum door, they're RS doors, you know, didn't hit any other car, no other pedestrian, no nothing, so good bless. And just to be safe, we call a tow truck to get a tow back to the house. You know, just in case there's like the alignment's off, I want to ruin the tires, maybe there is some engine damage, I don't know.
What a time to be alive.
So he's like, dude, whatever it costs, I'll help you out. And I'm like, yeah, man, dude, don't worry about this. Like, we're gonna look back on this and laugh. The whole thing, no worries. I'm remaining calm here. We even get a picture on the scene of us shaking hands. And get it back home. I drop it off at Porsche the next day or the night, I don't know. And I'm like, yo, like, can you look at my car before insurance looks at it or whoever? I want Porsche to you know, put their eye on it.
Not too bad.
And we're thinking like, some people are like, oh, it'll be $5,000 for bumpers, whatever. I mean, I don't know about that. Porsche comes back with an $18,000 estimate. I'm like, holy shit. So now things got real. So we went from paying out of pocket to now that we need insurance. And here is the lesson to everyone out here watching this video. Now, depending on what state you live in, no matter who is driving your car, the insurance used that gets activated to pay for the cost is the one that's taken out on the car. So it was my insurance policy on the car. We had to use my insurance. I'm freaking out. I'm about to buy a Spider RS. I mean, I don't need like a totaled car on my insurance before I buy a $200,000 fucking car. I'm gonna freak out. And so we call his insurance. We try to do like an unlisted vehicle. They were like, no, kick rocks. I call my insurance again. They're like, yeah, dude, it's got to go on yours. We tried fighting with them. It's going to go on your insurance. I'm like, well, is this going to affect my rates? And they're like, no, it wasn't an at-fault accident. So I Google, what happens if my friend crashes my car? Do my rates go up? And Progressive was like, literally on their website, if your friend crashes your car, your rates will not go up. And I'm like, no way. And so $18,000 in damage. My deductible, luckily, is only $1,000. And so I call my friend John. I'm like, John, I'm gonna need minimum my deductible, and we're gonna work on diminished value here because like this is a $100,000 car. Now it's worth 90. For those of you out there, diminished value is when you have two identical cars side by side. Identical twins, same mileage, same spec, everything's the same. Then they're both and they're both normally valued at $100,000. One has an accident on the VIN and the Carfax, one does not. Well, which one are you gonna buy for the same money? Obviously, you're gonna buy the one without the accident. So, diminished value is value taken off the price of the car because there's an accident on the Carfax or the VIN. So I'm thinking like, hey John, let's make it square at $5,000 and we'll call it a day. And that was kind of generous in my opinion, like $5,000 from you. I'm not here to hose you dry. You know, I'm not here for a $20,000 check. You know, not everyone has $20,000 just laying around in cash, disposable. But $5,000, you know, like that's reasonable. I feel like the punishment is fitting the crime. Especially when this person deliberately, negligently drove my car way beyond its boundaries and in a manner that I would have never done to someone else's car. No shot. No way would I drive someone's car like that, especially without their permission. And so I asked him, and I was like, bro, like, what happened? He goes, I don't know, man. Like, I got hyped up. I saw you drive. I don't know if he said I've seen your videos. I don't know. I don't want to misquote. And he's like, I just got excited. I don't know what came over me. I just felt like Superman in the car, and like, the car's got it. The car's got it. You should never drive a car under the assumption that the car's got it. You, as the driver, are the limiting factor, not the car. Do never outdrive your skill, okay? Never outdrive your skill limit, especially on a car that doesn't belong to you. We'll summarize it at that. So I asked for $5,000, and he was like, actually, dude, like, I don't know about that. Let me consult someone. I'm trying to be nice here in this video. And called me back. He goes, dude, I'm only comfortable giving you $1,000, and that's it. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, first you were like, whatever it costs, anything, I'll pay you whatever. And now you're like, I'm only gonna give you $1,000. I'm like, dude, like, at this point I'm like, punched in the gut. I thought we were friends. I'm hurt. I'm genuinely hurt as this friend, like, who I thought we were good buds. And then it's like, I asked for $5,000, and then I'm offered $1,000. I'm like, this is insane. And this person has it, So this isn't some like homeless guy off the street who can't rub two nickels together. And yeah, man, and it really soured my feelings and my thoughts and whatnot. And it didn't sit right with me. And so at that point, I'm like, the friendship is like terminated. I call him up, I send him a text. I'm like, dude, I finally spoke my mind. I'm like, this is not right with me. Like, dude, like, we can't be friends anymore if you can't like even attempt to make this right. And so, anyways, we meet up. He offers me $3,000. It's better. Hi, doggy. That's better than $3,000 better than $1,000. I would have rather had $5,000. If I were to do a full diminished value to John, it's going to be around $8,000. I'm still going to cross that bridge. I think we're going to work something out. I don't know. It's been a couple months. These parts are on back order. This stuff takes forever. And so the lesson to everyone out there, if you let someone drive your car, check your policy to make sure you know who is responsible for the damage if they crash it. Sorry. Anyways, so now it's gonna go on my policy that I have a person who crashed my car. I didn't want to involve insurance at all, but here we are. And so you need to make sure your policy says, or their policy says, depending what state you live in, okay? This is America. Depending what state you live in, you should make sure who's responsible for the damage if the friend crashes your car. They're gonna ask you if you gave permission to the friend. You're gonna say yes, obviously, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, guys, some of the lessons to learn here. If you're really good at driving your car, do not drive your car hard before handing the keys to your friend. It may subconsciously amp them up to then have them drive your car the way you just drove and kind of like match your behavior or like one up you. A lot of people out there want to show off. I'm not saying this is what this person did. Maybe, I don't know. But in generally speaking, people have a tendency to show off in their cars and they'll outdrive themselves to show off to their friends. Please don't do that. So you also need to have a conversation, a credit card on file. Hey man, if you crash the car, are you okay with paying for the damages? It's almost like you gotta carry like, some kind of legal form with you. So anyways, I'll throughout this video, I hope that I've shown you some screenshots and video of what the car looked like in the ditch. But yeah, it took literally 33 seconds for my friend to crash my most beloved Porsche, put it in a ditch, and pretty much render it useless for the driving season for 3 to 4 months, and ding the value. Speaking of ding value, he didn't want to pay me diminished value because he thought, well, I'm not selling the car, so I'm not going to give you diminished value. At that point, I'm like, it's kind of not for you to decide. Like, will I sell the car today or tomorrow or a year from now? I'm kind of owed like that money. Anyways, so be careful letting your car out. I personally love letting my friends drive my cars. You know, I think variety is the spice of life. If I ever asked an owner in a dream world, hey man, nice Carrera GT, can I drive it? I would love for him to say, absolutely, Junior, here are the keys. Just don't crash it. And you better believe I'm gonna drive it 2, 3, maybe 4 tenths. You know, it's only until the person who's I'm driving the car is like, dude, push harder, push harder. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Until I get the 10th yes, push it harder, then I will go for it. It's only been one time I drove a car like 9 tenths with someone's permission, and I had to ask 10 times for that gate of allowance of whether I can drive the car hard or not. So, you know, people think they know what hard driving is until they hand someone who actually drive the keys, and it's a whole different story. So, always bring your car home in one piece. If anyone lends you their car, do not drive it like you stole it. Drive it like you have to return it, please. You know, once again, I want to share my experiences with my friends. When I bought this car, I wanted to test drive it, and they said, the only way you can test drive this car is if you buy it. And I said, well, shit, well, I'll buy it. And I had a few of my friends say, hey man, I'm thinking of buying that car. Do you mind if I test drive it? And I said, sure, no problem. Just don't crash it. And luckily, it didn't crash it. And so, you know, it's the balance. So anyways, guys, if you want to see the car being rebuilt on this channel and some details on that, let me know in the comments below. I just wanted to shoot this thing like in one take, kind of give you guys an update on what's been going on. Car's out of commission, 97 Spider, RIP. Not only that, like the car, it's hard to replace. I mean, you guys know how rare the 987 Spider manual bucket seats is to find. Additionally, I'm gonna go this way. Manual bucket seats, Porsche Sport exhaust, Sport Chrono, yada yada. So I can't just go out to CarMax and buy a new one tomorrow. It's a pretty rare car. Not only that, I have a lot of work done on my car, etc., etc. So it's not very replaceable. So yeah, I hope you learned something from this video. Have that conversation before you hand your friend the keys. Look up on your insurance, call them up. Hey, you know, my friend crashes my car. Who's at fault? Who's paying? Are my rates gonna go up? XYZ. You don't wanna make that phone call after the incident, because imagine if your insurance said, it's all on you, your rates are gonna go up, we're gonna screw you over. Are you gonna hand your keys to that friend as easily as before? I'm gonna say no. And so, yeah, just know what you're playing with and the lunch you're eating, and be safe out there, guys. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're new here. This is a Porsche Central-ish channel. It's kind of a lifestyle as well. We go over a lot of stuff, career advice, mentoring, yada yada. Consider subscribing or becoming a Patreon, a patron. We'll read your name off the channel. I'll give you tailored advice to your career in engineering and general life advice as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Hey guys, thanks for watching today. If you want a nice black 100% cotton t-shirt in either black or white, you can head over to my clothing store, link below. It's through a company called Fourth Wall. To be honest, I'm only selling things I don't want to wear myself, which include just plain black and white t-shirts, which you can see right here. If you want to be a really OG gangsta supporter, you can get some DasCayman swagoo. Alternatively, if you want to support the channel with my Patreon, we love that as well. Entry tier gets your name advertised and a press support shout out in each video. And other tiers even go up to private one-on-one phone calls giving advice related to either cars, life, or advancing your career. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.